bro, welcome to our live show. This is Annie from WESDOM Flow Control Company in China. And now, today, let me make a brief introduction of the joint. Now, we arrived at our sample room in our factory. Follow me, please. Next, let's check the expansion section. Look at this. This is a single flange expansion joint. This is the double limited expansion joint. Let's check the main parts. This is the flange, body, limited short pipe, long bolt, bolt and nuts. In order to ensure the safe operation of the pipeline, expansion joint plays an important role in the pipeline. First, it can compensate and absorb the extra displacement and the horizontal displacement and the angular displacement of the pipeline. Second, it can absorb the equipment vibration to reduce the impact of the equipment vibration on the pipeline. Third, it can absorb the deformation of the pipeline caused by the earthquake and subsidence. It is greatly facilitate the installation and the unloading of the ball pipeline. As we all know, the compensation comes from the thermal expansion and contraction. It can expand freely in the allowable expansion of the pipeline, but once the amount of compensation of the pipeline exceeds the maximum expansion amount, it will be reached the limited to ensure the safe operation of the pipeline. Let's move to the transmission joint section. The transmission joint is a new product of connecting the pumps, valves, and other equipment to the pipeline. Let's look at the main parts: body, flange, boils, bolts, and nuts. Do you know the common type transmission joint? The transmission joint can be divided into the single flange transmission joint, the double flange transmission joint, and the detachable. This is the detachable double flange transmission joint. We should know that the transmission joint plays an important role in the application. When the transmission joint is installed, we should adjust the installation length between the two ends of the product flange and tighten the gland bolts diagonally and evenly. They are contact with the four bolts to make them into a whole. The transmission joint has a certain amount of the displacement so that it can be adjusted according to the on-site installation size during installation and maintenance. When working, the extra thrust can be transmission back to all the pipeline. This is not only improve the working efficiency, but also facilitate the installation and unloading of the valve and pipe, and then protect the pipes, the valves, and other equipment. Next, let's introduce the damping corrugated hose. Look at this. The damping corrugated hose consists of the body bellows. Look at this, body bellows. The end pipes, yoke, flanges, pipes, and other accessories. It belongs to compensation elements. Due to the thermal expansion and the contraction, the size of the pipeline ducts containers have changed. The damping corrugated hose use the effective expansion and the contraction of the main bellows. It absorbs or compensates the axial, lateral, and angular displacement of the pipeline, ducts, and containers. It also can be used to reduce noise and the vibration. It is widely used in the modern industry. The damping corrugated hose. This is the corrugated metal hose. It is a high quality, flexible pipe in modern industrial pipelines. It is all made of the authentic stainless steel. It has a good flexibility, fatigue resistance, high pressure resistance, a good temperature resistance, corrosion resistance, and strong sealing, and many other factors. Corrugated metal hose has a much longer lifespan than rubber hose and plastic hose. It is widely used in the various industries in the modern society. The corrugated metal hose can compensate the pipeline displacement, absorb the vacuum. Next, let's introduce the water stream. The water stream, sometimes we call it wall-through pipeline or wall-through casting. It's divided into the flexible water stream, like this. This is a flexible water stream, and the rigid water stream, like that. This is a rigid water stream. What's the difference between the flexible water stream and the rigid water stream? The most important point is that they are used in the different places. The flexible water stream is mainly used for the working conditions where the pipeline passes through the wall and there is the vibration and the strict waterproof requirements for the pipeline, such as the civil air defense wall and the pore. On one hand, it is helpful to installation and unloading of the pipeline, and the anti-seepage and the anti-leakage treatment. On the other hand, it is also protect the building from water and vibration damage. As to the rigid water stream, it is suitable for the pipeline through the wall, doesn't fire pipeline vibration and expansion deformation of the structure. Generally used in the basement and other positions where pipeline need to wear the water stream. Of course, there are the special cases such as the earthquake fulfilled area. Rigid water stream and the flexible water stream are also be required. So please state your special requirements when loading. main product, the flexible rubber joint. Sometimes we call it shock absorber. It's a pipe connector composed of rubber spheres and flanges. Do you want to know the production process? Let's go. Here is the rubber blank processing workshop. What are the features of rubber? What does a rubber sphere blank consist of? What function does it have? Let me tell you. The workers are dealing with cold cloth, an important raw material for rubber joints. Excellent rubber joints have high requirements for cold cloth. The polyester cold cloth used in our factory has the characteristics of high strength, heat resistance, fatigue resistance, structural stability, and rubber bonding. Workers add steel wire to both ends of the blank to improve the pressure bearing capacity of the rubber joint. For the same reason, we also add fiber to the cold cloth to improve the strength. As we all know, rubber has the advantage of the high elasticity, high air tightness, medium resistance, weather resistance, and radiation resistance. The workers wraps the cold cloth layer by layer. The rubber sphere is made of polyester cold cloth with high strength and strong cold and heat stability, which is cross-compounded with it, and then vulcanized with high pressure and high temperature modes. Hey friends, this is our rubber vulcanization molding workshop. In this room, workers put the rubber blank into the vulcanization equipment for 30 to 40 vulcanization treatment. Let's have a look. The workers are putting the rubber blank into the mold of high temperature and high pressure, tightening it with bolts and putting it into the vulcanization equipment. According to the structure, it is divided into single sphere, double sphere, and reducing sphere. About 30 minutes later, the vulcanization is finished and the rubber sphere is basically formed. After cooling, it is taken out from the mold. Workers treat the surface to cut off excess parts to make the surface even. A rubber sapphire is done. The flexible rubber joints make use of the advantages of rubber and polyester cold cloth, so that rubber joints can reduce pipeline vibration and noise, and can compensate displacement for thermal expansion and contraction. This is the flange processing workshop. Different order requirements need different processes. This machine too is working on flange polishing. On the other side, the workers are putting the flange pieces into the short blasting machine or short blasting process. This process can make the surface of the flange show a frosted effect, more helpful to painting. Finally, workers assemble the rubber sapphires and flanges together. A flexible rubber joint is made. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to say goodbye. Looking forward to get together next time. Bye.